built. I just don't know when.
It was by far scariest moment of my life.
I'm gonna get this shop broom here. No one's saying, hey, you need to do these things. It's supposed to be a high of 80 today. And I'm like, yeah, today's a good day to take the plants outside. I got my stain today, so I wanted to just test it out on a couple of boards, see how it was doing. It looks good, I like it. I was gonna try starting to cut some of the pieces that have to be cut for the greenhouse. But I realized it's just too much trying to do that while I'm also watching a 4-year-old. So I decided to go on to doing the stain to, you know, see how that is. Because I want to cut the pieces before I stain, of course, but I have several studs that aren't going to be cut. They're going to just stay that size. So I'm like, well, I'll just stain all the studs then. So, but I got 2 done and only, I don't know, 18 more to go, something like that. And then of course, after I'm done cutting everything else that I need, I'll have to stain that too. We're getting there, slowly but surely. This is going to be built. I just don't know when.
So, crazy wind going on. My boards fell that I had leaned up against the garage, like drying, because I knew there wasn't going to be any rain, but I didn't know about the wind. So hopefully they're not like damaged or anything. They're pretty sturdy, but and also surprisingly, my greenhouse did not fly away either. I was really surprised by it this time, but it's still standing. These are getting too big. I don't know what to do because we have some more cold days coming. These are growing so fast. We have some more cold days coming in the next week, and then hopefully it won't dip so far down again. Maybe they can permanently go outside. I'm hoping. I'm really hoping. All right, gotta see if there's stuff knocked over in here now. So I'm actually very surprised that with how extreme the wind was, I mean, the wind, it had to have been so much worse than that other night, and these didn't even get knocked over. But I see that several of these are very wilty looking, and not just from, you know, heat, of course. They're kind of wilty, like water wilty. Gonna get these watered a bit, and then in a couple of days I'm gonna need to take them inside for a couple of nights. I'm still having issues with this water soaking through this soil that I used that was very dry. So I have an idea about something out in my garden. I have all these little dried out weed stems that are all attached to the outer perimeter of the fence. And it just makes it look, you know, messy and whatnot. I want to get it all cleaned off. And so I've been just kind of using my gloved hand and kind of like roughly just like wiping at them and grabbing at them. And I'm like, I wonder if I can use one of the brooms in here and it might kind of do the same thing. So I'm going to get this shop broom here and see if this will work. It sort of worked. I went around like the whole perimeter and it didn't get every little bit off, but it at least got a big chunk of it off, and I can go through and kind of pick more off. But this was like, you could barely see through it. It was so covered, but it looks a lot cleaner now. I just got back from my mom's yesterday. I went and stayed the night at her house, and there were tornadoes forming when I was heading back. She lives like 2 hours away. And so I rushed home, and it wasn't long after I was home well, for one, I came home to my greenhouse, ripped up again. So I had to take care of that. All my plants currently are down here trying to survive and over there. I got all that stuff back inside, and it wasn't long after that that all of a sudden the warning started going off on our phone of a tornado. Not a tornado watch, but a tornado warning, and to take cover. And we drove to a friend's house that's just in the next town that have a basement because we don't have a basement. And pretty sure we drove through tornado. It was by far scariest moment of my life. But we, you know, we're good. But it was so scary. And now it's snowing. So welcome to Illinois.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, it's not running out the bottom. I think, is that a root there? I think that's a root. I cover that up with a bit more dirt, guys. I got some plants from my mom when I was visiting her. So we divided up this basket of plants that was at my cousin's funeral. And obviously it was just like an arrangement, you know, so it needs to be in permanent pots. So we separated some of these out. She kept some, I kept some. And so I'm potting them up right now. This is a plant I have not had before, so I don't know the name of it yet. I'll find out when I enter it into my little app, and I'll put it on the screen now so you can see what it is. This is dumb cane. Looks like golden pothos. It's, you know, almost 100% sure that that's golden pothos. Here's a prayer plant. And another one of these. That's right there. And I'm just going to separate all these out and put them in pots. Okay, so these are all of the plants that I finished separating. This is the first time I'm finally using my little SpongeBob planter. I think it might be like a coffee mug. I'm not sure what it's supposed to be, but who's gonna drink out of a rectangular shape? Oh, but anyway, I thought it was probably a planter, so I'm using that. For this one, it's like he's got little hair. I've got two of these separated out. There's the dumb cane, and then this is the golden pothos here. And then I have the prayer plant here. It's looking rough. It looks rough to begin with, so we'll see if it ends up, you know, living. And then I got this big one from my mom, and this big one from my mom. This one's getting out of control. Okay, so once again, I need to put this back on here. I stained a couple more boards. Hopefully these will be fine leaning here for a day or so, and then I'll put them in the garage. Come see my update. I finally got what I assume to be enough rocks to put around the perimeter, and it's about level with the ground here. So the next thing I'm gonna do is figure out the dimensions for the base wood that's gonna go, that I'm gonna put the rebar in, and then I'll get started on putting that together and rebarring it in, and yeah. And then I still need to stain all the wood, so. I mean, it's down there. It's better than nothing, but yeah, I think I should put another one in the middle on each of these, but it's a start. So I'm going ahead and I'm allowing there to be slightly a gap here, because when I measured out how wide the greenhouse is, even though I use these same sizes for the greenhouse, it's measuring at, like, this board is supposed to be like slightly more, like that. Something like that. So I'm just allowing that gap there.
I know I'm probably gonna be saying this a lot, but I think because of me tapering off my anxiety medication, I've not been feeling great. The weather should put me in a great mood. And it's like I am, but it's being blocked slightly. And so I also just feel stressed because it's beautiful weather. Because I just think about all the stuff that I need to do because the weather is beautiful. And I'm thinking about all these plants in the greenhouse and seeds and I don't know. I think I'm putting too much pressure on myself to like get these things done. And I need to just kind of go with the flow because there's no one saying, hey, you need to do these things. I'm putting that on myself. And I just need to take it one step at a time, one little step at a time. So that's what I'm doing. So the other day when the greenhouse got all messed up, you know, you saw me reattach the lining on the outside, all that. That's all good. And the weather is very nice, so I need to get all of these plants that I had picked up off the ground back out there so they're not just all over my floor and inside where they're taking up room. And that's it. I'm going to try to get that stuff outside. Something strange going on right here though is I have this right here. It kind of reminds me of like, this was the pot I think that I used to have one of my ZZ plants in. Because I have, you can see like the tuber here, this little lump. I don't know, but it's popping up, so interesting. I can't believe how stressed I feel. I'm gonna try not to be stressed. I'm gonna try to just do things. A couple of these I never even fixed. They're just kind of sitting in here. That's why they look all yellowed and not doing well. Yeah, I had a bunch of broccolis. Gosh, I don't know if they're gonna come back from that. I need to look at a bit better. That one's a broccoli. I don't want to spend a lot of time just filming me doing this. I'm just gonna go through the ones I have in here, see if they need, you know, some extra dirt in their pots because the dirt had dumped out of a bunch of them and some of them lost their pots completely, like these in here. So cabbage still looks pretty good because the leaves on them are a lot thicker than broccoli. They're a little more resilient to the cold and damage and stuff like that. So the cabbage still look pretty dang good. And those are definitely the ones I'm going to be taking back outside. And I guess these broccoli too, because I mean, they've got nowhere to put them in here. These are just extras. I don't know if you remember, but the ones in these like cheap round pots are supposed to be the extras that I'm either going to give away or sell. This one's looking super wonky, but we'll stick it out there anyway. Anyway, I'm going to continue doing this. I'm going to get them back out to the greenhouse. And they're going to be hot today, but hopefully just a couple of hot days aren't going to damage them and make them want to bolt or something. I am so abusive to my plants. It's supposed to be a high of 80 today. And I'm like, yeah, today's a good day to take the plants outside. And then it's going to go back down again, so I don't know. My cabbages look okay. They're going to get hot out here though. Sorry, plants. But I have this window open. This is just flying open all the time. These are all of the broccoli. And I think I'm going to take the cauliflower out here too. I know I could take better care of my plants. Trust me, I know that. But I'm also, obviously, someone who is easily overwhelmed by too much responsibility. So I'm trying to be okay with not being the best plant parent, you know? I'm going to just be kind of chill about it and focus my energy on taking care of my actual kids. And this, you know, comes secondary. Ah, I'm actually starting to sweat inside here. So I'm sure my plants won't be happy either. Sorry, plants. Hopefully you live. I gotta water them now. Try not to get a bunch of gunk in here. I need to dump the rest of this out because it's gonna be nothing but mosquito larvae living in here. There's my foundation there. Need a bunch more rebar for it. And you can tell which one is really dry. The one that the water is not soaking into. It's pretty hot, so they won't get, you know, overwatered, I don't think. I think they'll be fine. Plus, it's that good rainwater. Hopefully it'll make them thrive. All right, let's go get some more plants. And I know it's gonna get cold again in about a week, but hopefully not cold enough that it's gonna hurt them. Well, I took all my plants outside that I was going to. Hopefully my broccoli can handle a bit of cold when it comes up in about a week. It's a low in the 20s, so we'll see. As you could see, I got the wasps are already out trying to build some nests in my garage. My plastic panels showed up for my greenhouse, and I hope they're not damaged inside there. I didn't see anything, you know, at first glance, but hopefully they're not damaged, because the wood I wasn't as worried about, but the plastic panels, I mean, if it gets a little crack in it, the whole thing's ruined. And the plastic panels are the most expensive thing. It was like $25 a piece or something crazy. Maybe more than that, I can't remember. But all I know is altogether, just the panels themselves cost over $500. So if they ended up being damaged and I wasn't compensated for it, I'd be screwed. Hopefully they're fine. That's a ridgepole. I got it stained, and I stained a couple more of these 12-foot boards that will be probably either a top or bottom for the sidewalls. Let's go check my plants in the greenhouse because it's cooled off now. See how they're doing. They look good. Yeah, they look just fine. Some of them are a little beat up still, but the cabbages look good. Cauliflower. Random buggies that get trapped in here. Where the greenhouse is going. I was wondering about the, like if it rained, but these boards have been treated, so hopefully it'd be okay, as long as it's not just sitting in water forever. But I don't know if I ever mentioned this, but I put all the dug up dirt from over there here because there was quite a bit of dip here. Regardless, but you can see all that rock in there. That's what our entire yard is like. Chunks of rock. The entire yard. All the way out there where my garden is. Chunks of rock like that. I was told before that it's because this entire property used to be like one big parking lot or something like that. For some reason, when I think parking lot, I don't think like, you know, the early 1900s. I think of like dirt or brick, not like rock like that. Because this property hasn't changed probably at least since the, I don't know, 50s or something. I don't know. But anyway, let's go check out the garden. Although there's nothing to check out because obviously I haven't planted anything. Haven't gone out here for a while, really, because I've been focusing on building the greenhouse and stuff like that. This is my area where I put some fresh dirt down, but obviously it's there's just weeds coming up, so there's that. But I really want to plant my wheat here, but I have to wait and see like how cold wheat can handle. I don't know. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'm gonna keep plugging away at the staining the wood and then trying to put it together somehow. I don't know. I have to cut the boards though. Until next time.